Hi, this is Lisa McManus from America's Test Kitchen Gearheads, and I'm here to answer some of your questions about our last video on cleaning and all the different products and tips we had for cleaning your kitchen. So let's get started. Someone asked, would Barkeeper's Friend be good for cleaning a ceramic honing rod? Yeah, I think it would be. I haven't tried it, but I have another tip for you. If you use a pencil eraser, you know, those pink ones that are on the back of pencils, that cleans the metal right off a ceramic rod. It is amazing. So give it a try. Okay, someone was asking, do the Method all-purpose cleaners have a strong scent? Because his wife sneezes with Clorox or other strong sprays. In my experience, the Method does have a scent, but it dissipates fairly quickly. It doesn't hang around. And I like that about it because I get a little turned off by scented products myself. But I've used the lavender scented Method all-purpose. Now Hannah's got me thinking about trying the grapefruit. And so that is definitely a case. In addition to squeezing out a sponge when I'm done cleaning, I also stand it on an edge, which lets it dry a lot faster than if you lay it flat. Yeah, our O-Cedar sponge has a little bit of a wavy edge, but it stands up beautifully. It's a very thick sponge, so it has plenty of, it has a good balance if you stand it up, and that's a great tip for helping it to dry out, especially if you don't have a sponge holder or something else that lets air circulate around it. Someone else asked, what is my least favorite things to clean are things with small holes like mesh strainers and microplanes. Do you have any recommendation on products or methods? Another reader had a great suggestion. They use some cheap toothbrushes. I find that the O-Cedar brush works great on that sort of thing. Also the Quickie bottle brush, and it's got a little more soft flex to it so it can get into little spaces. I use it to clean the basket inside of my salad spinner, and it works great. Good luck with that. With things like a microplane, I just use the sponge, but I go not in the direction where I'd be grating it, but in the other direction, and then I rinse well. So hot soapy sponge in the non-cutting direction, and that also works. What are our thoughts on the liquid Barkeeper's Friend? I have used it. I have both the powder style and the liquid style. I've used it on my countertops because it seems a little bit less abrasive, and so it will get like coffee stains and stuff. I have very old countertops, and they will get a little stained looking over time, and that just cleans them up like new, and it doesn't seem to remove the finish as much as the very abrasive powder Barkeeper's Friend. Several people asked, is there a recommended time when you should throw out a sponge? Yeah, I think, you can keep them going for quite a long time by doing what we were saying, which is to rinse them out with hot soapy water, squeeze them as dry as possible, and put them in a position where they can dry, not, don't leave food on them, don't leave them wet. I have also had some good success with a method that we've recommended in the past, which is get them wet, do that, and then get them wet with some clean hot tap water, put them in the microwave for like 30 seconds at a time till they're really hot. Don't touch them, you'll burn yourself, and let them cool off. That seems to kill a lot of germs, but you don't put it in dry. Some sponges catch on fire in those circumstances, so you don't want to do that. And you can also run them through your dishwasher. Hope that's helpful. Or you can boil them. Some people do that. All those things do work. Someone was asking, isn't wood porous? And most people recommend using no soap. They were talking about taking care of wooden tools and cutting boards. Wood is not that porous, to be perfectly honest. It's a little bit porous, but it's not gonna, if you wash it with soap, the soap is not gonna get into your cutting board. If you rinse it off, it's gonna come clean. Hot and soapy is the best way to kill germs on any surface, whether it's a plastic cutting board or a wood cutting board or wooden tools. That does more than a lot of things. So hot and soapy and rinse well, and then oil it from time to time if it's wood, and that will keep it in good shape. Or you can use spoon butter, which we have a recipe for on our website. It's a combination of beeswax and mineral oil that's really good, and it stays on a good long time. Someone asked, do we use dish soap on a cast iron pan with the O-Cedar scrub brush? I will use dish soap with an enamel pan. I very rarely bother to use dish soap on a cast iron pan. If you need a drop or two, it's not the end of the world. The cast iron police are not going to show up. I won't show up on your doorstep and say, I know you use soap. You don't need it most of the time. You really just want to get the food off while the pan is still warm, scrub it with the brush, and then any residual oil on there, it works as well as, if not better than the oil that you're going to add to it after you wash and dry the pan. So, you know, just get it really well rinsed off, wipe that out, dry it, and you know, either add some extra oil, or if it's a slight thin film of oil that's been thinned by hot water and scrubbing, then that'll be fine. Polymerize that, which is just heat it so that the oil molecules link and bond to the pan, and that is like one of the best things you can do for your pan. So, you know, you usually don't need soap with your cast iron, but if you do, if you got something really greasy, I like to wipe it out with a paper towel first and get rid of that excess stuff if there's a ton of food and grease, and then just go through the same process of rinse it and scrub it under hot water, dry it on the stove, add a little bit of oil, and then heat that up to get that oil to bond. It's the best way to just keep that cast iron surface in perfect condition. So those are some answers to some of your questions. I hope you enjoyed our video, and we'll see you next time on Gearheads. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.